Okay, good morning. May 30th, 2017, special call meeting of the Midland County Commissioners Court is called to order. We have about 6 items perhaps, and should be a fairly short meeting. So let's start with the first one. This was an agenda correction from the last court meeting. Number 1, discuss, take action on purchase of truck for road and bridge. John or Felipe, y'all want to say anything? This is a replacement of one cat truck that Felipe says he has money for in his budget. The discussion when we stopped was, do you need two?
Yes, sir. We got that one that's getting a lot of problems, and the other one has been in the shop for the same thing.
Same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got 2 of them as problem child.
John, is it your advice to the court that those trucks need to be replaced because they're a hazard?
Yes, sir. I think they need to be replaced because, one, for the safety of the operator. They're not reliable. We can't do a job with them.
Okay, and you're speaking to Cat about a buyback?
Yes, sir. And the guy is still, he hasn't returned my call back yet. But he's supposed to be calling back today.
Okay, and the cost of these are what, Christy?
We have a quote from Bruckner's using the buy-board contract, $129,907.
That's for a Kenworth?
Mac.
A Mac, okay.
Two Macs.
That's for 2?
That's for both.
No, that's
No, that's each one, I'm sorry.
It's for 2,
Yes.
we'll take 12.
Right.
That's 1.
Yes. But
Okay.
we're wanting to purchase 2.
And Robin, we can use the trader connection, is that right?
Yeah, that's the reason we're going with Mac, because we can use the belly dumps, trailers, with very little change.
And a question for the funding source. You had some money in your budget for one of them.
Yes, sir.
Is there another special funds that you guys have that's for stuff like this?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, a while back, the state started giving us money back in different pockets, and they set aside some funds that used to go to general treasury for the county, and they put it back in the road and bridge. Is that fund what you're, I mean, Mike, what do you remember what I'm talking about?
Randy, years ago, they used to give it to us in 2 funds, you're correct. It's now one stream, and all that goes back into his budget.
Actually, it's the opposite way, Judge. It used to be that the majority of it was going to Road and Bridge Fund.
Yes.
And little by little, they started taking it away from the Road and Bridge Fund and putting it in General Fund.
Okay.
So it's the other way around.
So when we take it out of contingency to do the second fund, it's really funds that used to be traditionally in his budget anyway.
Yeah, so that's the way it changed.
Okay.
The rest of the story, though, Randy, when we get it now into the one pile of money.
Yeah, the
We
year
do
2015 is when it changed.
Yeah, when we do his budget, we take into account what the state refund was. So we acknowledge it by what we put in his budget.
Right.
It doesn't actually say the same dollars with the same serial numbers.
So the second question I have is when we did our budget last year, we did not anticipate these 2 trucks being a problem. Is that a correct
No, sir.
statement?
Correct.
What else do we have that is like this in the same category? Or is this solve all of our problem with our equipment?
With our truck problems, this solves it.
This solves our problem? Okay.
Okay.
Well, if anybody else doesn't have a question, I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the one truck out of the road and bridge funds and the second truck out of contingency.
Okay.
And I believe, and that amount for the record is
$129,907.
all right, out of each account.
Okay. And you got a second, Robin?
Yes.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, motion passes. Number 2, discuss take action on preservation of Volume 1 Commissioner Court minutes.
Yes, sir. This is not a budgeted item, but the county clerk does have funds, and we have a quote from Co-File using the state text mass contract for $5,839.88.
This is the original first meeting.
Volume 1.
Of Commissioners Court in Midland County. It was found, and thanks to Madam Clerk, who kind of cleaned it up best she could, and it needs to be totally restored. So I hope we do this.
And again, I have a question on source of funds. Don't we have like a $5 fee or some kind of a fee that does this kind of thing? So we have a special fund for this or not?
She has the funds.
Reservation.
Is that right?
I'm using one of my preservation funds.
Yes, that's very good.
So how bad a shape was this book in? How bad a shape was this book in?
It had actually been rehoused, it just hadn't been preserved, so the ink would still eventually fade away where it wouldn't be legible.
Commissioner Ramsey, when we found it, and I say we, I was only accompanying Judge Morrow, he found it. And it was in a corner out in those warehouses you saw, covered up with dirt and other items. It was in the trash corner.
In volume 1, the dates, do you remember the dates?
It starts in 1885.
That's wonderful.
And he personally took it apart, brushed the pages off, and then got a new binder just to try to hang on to it
Where's it going to be housed after it's?
in her office.
Can we see it when it's ready?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I make a motion that we approve that funding and the preservation of volume 1 Commissioners Court minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And the next item, let's do bills and wire transfers.
You want to call the item?
I do. We're going to discuss, take action on bill and wire transfers.
Okay, on bills and wire transfers or line item transfers, Judge?
Bills and wire transfers.
Okay, we'll do that one first. I do have some exceptions to the bills this morning. Actually, no, I just have some additional bills, and so one of them I needed to discuss with you. Texas A&M AgriLife for, these are the additional bills. It's a cancellation fee for Commissioner Precinct 1 for one of the schools, so that it is from January, and we need to go ahead and get that one paid for. I also have a couple of AT&T bills that I would ask the court to allow us to pay, so we don't, because there is 3 weeks between the last Commissioner's Court and the next Commissioner's Court. One is in the amount of $2,674.33, and the other in the amount of $1,066. The last one that I do have is an exception from our policy, and it would be an additional bill, but I wanted to discuss this one with the court because it is deviates from our policy in regards to travel. Michael Stamper, who is the, excuse me, the bailiff for the 238th District Court, we shorted him some miles last time on his expense report, only because according to the policy, we pay direct from here, from there and back, and then plus 50 miles. Apparently, he went to a conference that is somewhere in the Amarillo area, and what his memo does state is that from where I was there for 5 days, and class location was southeast of Amarillo. The nearest motel was about 3 miles away. I had to drive about 6 miles for lunch and about the same for dinner. 2 days we had a class at the Amarillo Police Department firing range, and it was on the west side of Amarillo, and about 16 miles, and lunch break from there was about 3 or 4 miles. So it's extensively more miles than what we normally would pay. The additional amount that would be due him is $70.62. So
Extensive in how many miles are you talking about?
let me show you really quick.
And I guess the question is, when we all go to conferences and stay, they have dinners and exhibitions and all, and they're out at other locations, and we go and back, but we don't turn that in.
Definitely. So what we had allotted for him, which was the mileage from there and back, and 239 miles times 2 was 478, plus the 50 miles that the policy allows for was 528 miles, which is what he reimbursed, what we reimbursed to him. 660 miles is what he was requesting, so it's a difference of 132 miles.
Okay. There's a question for the court.
Did he say what the extra mileage was for?
What I just read to you, Commissioner, that, of course, and I can read it again really quick. I was there for 5 days, and the class location was southeast of Amarillo. The nearest motel was about 3 miles away. I had to drive about 6 miles for lunch and about the same for dinner. 2 days, we had class at the Amarillo Police Department firing range, and it was on the west side of Amarillo, and about 16 miles, and lunch break from there was about 3 or 4 miles. I did drive farther into town for the dinner to get past the fast food restaurants, is what he indicated. I noted the miles on my speedometer when I left Midland, and I noted it when I got back to Midland, and that is how I came up with my mileage claim.
I'd make the motion that we pay the extra mileage.
Okay? And we'll make a motion that we pay all the bills also.
Yes.
Second.
Including the mileage?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
At this time, we're...
You got
Yes.
line item
Can we do line item
Line item
transfers,
Not
Judge?
yet.
Okay,
Oh,
Not yet.
I'll hold.
Let's go to item 3, conduct executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.072 to deliberate purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Please, okay, we're out of executive session on the 30th of May, 2017, and by my watch, it is 9:40, and there is open discussion on this item, and it was concerning Section 551.072, the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. The court has discussed it, but now it's open discussion, same topic, and that is we've been offered a building across the street from this building, and the price is indicated to be substantially within market and open to discussion. Do you want us to sign a contract on it? Do you want us to pass on it? What is the court's pleasure?
I would make the motion that we authorize the county judge to sign the contract to purchase the building.
Okay, and there's a $5,000 escrow fee.
And to authorize the auditor to pay $5,000
In escrow.
for the escrow fee.
Okay,
and the source of funds, Mike, did we have some money left over on another capital contract?
well, the source of funds, I would suggest, and this is where the discussion with the auditor is, we have money set aside in the capital account for an archives building, which we won't build if this is successful.
Okay.
So do you want to take the escrow money out of that same account, or you want to hold it from some other account?
It's right now in capital outlay greater than 5,000 in that capital projects fund. We can designate a line. What do we want to, is this an archives building? Is that the intent, or we don't know what the intent
That
is
is the
for?
planning intent.
Okay. So we can build a line for that archives if you'll allow me to move however much you need me to
A
move.
line item transfer, perhaps?
Yes, a line item transfer would be great.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Randy.
What's the amount? Do you know what?
$5,000.
Okay.
Tim, what were you going to ask?
One question, do you wish me to pursue the inspections or hold off for now?
Oh, I guess we're going to have it one way or another eventually, so might as well do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the record, the actual address is 5009 North Lorraine.
509.
509.
509, thank you, not 5,000. 5,000 is the money. 509 North Lorraine. It's directly across the street from this building. It sits on the corner. Two-story building, 14,000 square feet, plus 26 parking spaces. Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. It was all discussed in the public, was voted in the public.
We did not list the purchase price on the contract. Should we put that on the record as well?
Yes, sir. Then the price they're offering it to us is $400,000, which is $20 and how much?
$28.57.
According to Mr. Harris, $28.57 a foot. We can't buy dirt for that. Okay. That, get a motion, Robin?
Yes.
And the second was who?
Scott.
And everybody was in favor? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Now, number 4, discuss, take action on budget line item transfers.
Okay. I'll bring that one up as an additional. Your line item transfers, I do have some to bring to your attention this morning. Page 3 of 17, line item transfer 5878, because it is moving money out of capital outlay for road and bridge. This is the, and moving money around, this is the one that would make enough sufficient funds to go ahead and purchase that one truck. And so that's what that one is right there. It's moving money out of road maintenance and materials, 122,000, 1,400 out of capital outlay greater than 5 into capital outlay vehicles. Line item transfer, page 4 of 17. It is out of the Human Resources Department, $1,000 out of salary into contract services, description to cover outstanding bills during ERC replacement.
Covering the tip when I didn't have it.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have one. It is actually out of my department, moving money out of my professional services and moving it into the IT of capital outlay greater than 5,000. That has to do with the GASB or the CAFR training that we had. We're going to go ahead and move it with the asset, which is the software. So we're just moving it into the IT department because we actually purchased the software out of the IT department. So we're moving money out of our professional service line into the IT budget. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. There is one more coming, and just moving around under vehicle maintenance. When we adopted the budget, we took some of the older numbers, and Christie has given us the new numbers in regards to what the contract is and what's going to cover for the fleet maintenance for all the departments, and we had to move some money around to make sure some departments didn't have too much or too, because we do, they do a value based on how many cars we have and how much the contract's supposed to cover. We are short $17,302, and so my request was to take that out of contingency, $17,302. So that's why I'm bringing that one to your attention. I'll be building an archive building line in the capital projects fund. And do you want to go ahead and move, is it 405,000 or just 400,000?
Just move the 5 right now.
Okay, just move the $5,000 now.
Yeah.
From the capital outlay greater than 5 into that archives amount.
Excuse me, because that's what the court agreed to this morning.
Okay.
In open session was 5,000.
And the court did also agree for me to go ahead and get that paid once I get something in, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming, driver. Mm-hmm. Is that right, Randy? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Did we also talk about the funds necessary for the inspection?
When we get a bill,
We can do that later?
there's an environmental inspection that we would do as due diligence anyway. Tim?
Can that wait for the next commissioner's court, or do we need to pay ahead of time?
We can wait till we get an invoice.
Yeah.
can't we?
Let's,
Sounds good.
I have the money in my funds now to pay for that and I was going to write it out of mine.
Okay.
If
Cool.
all right, sir.
Before you're done, Veronica, did we address then in the line item transfers both trucks?
You did one through the line item, you want a line item transfer out of contingency to cover that one truck. The other one is just the amount that he had told you he had within his fund. He just had to transfer it to the correct line.
Okay. So when we do the line item transfers, we will have addressed both issues?
Yes.
Okay, and then will we have to recall the bills after if we approve the line item transfers to approve the transfers we just made for this month's bill, or for these bills?
No.
Okay.
You're completed. Once you've done, for this month, you've already approved some of the bills right before we went into session.
Right, and I'm just wondering if we approve line item transfers, then for accounting purposes, do we have to go back to bills?
No.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve all line item transfers.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, motion passes. And before we leave, just a public acknowledgement to Jenny Hilton and Commissioner Prude, and those are the names I've got, but name the rest of them.
Bailey?
Lex, you got a microphone? Can't hear you. Lex, Allison, Bailey, Barbara,
Christie?
Christie. These are all folks that helped in the Midland pick up Midland County, which was wildly successful.
Very successful.
So
4,000 tons of trash collected.
Four
4 tons.
4 tons.
4 tons.
Let's see, 4,000, goodness.
So 4 tons, 8,000 pounds of trash. Great job. Thanks to everybody.
Winner, who are they with? The winner?
Be the change.
Who is
Be
it?
Cheerleaders Booster Club.
For high school.
And
Which,
High school group, Be the
Be
Change.
the change
yeah, but where are they from?
from here.
Had to be from
Local high
Midland
school
County.
campuses.
Oh, okay. Oh, all the local high school
Yes.
campuses?
Yes.
Keep it look beautiful.
Okay.
Wow, good for them.
So, thanks to y'all. Good idea, and y'all carried it out unbelievably well, so thank you.
And it was warm.
Any other business?
Hot.
Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign, motion passes, we're adjourned. Thank